Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Justin Odie here from Queensland Rural Charters Towers. Just bringing you a wrap-up from today's store sale here for the 3rd of July. Combined agents yarded about 2,800 head of cattle today. Very nice yarding of cattle there. Probably one of the better yardings of cattle that we have seen for quite some time. They consisted of about 1,650 steers, a touch over 1,000 heifers, and there was approximately 40 cows and calves on offer in the market today. I tell you what, starting off the day, that steer job very, very strong. Some big increases there from the last couple of weeks. I've seen some big heavy feeder cattle there today. There was a run of the Lawn Hill steers from out of Lawn Hill Station from up there in the north. Very, very well presented Brahman cattle. They got out to 430 cents. We sold 7 pens of them there. Those steers kind of 460 kilos in the lead, back down to 380 kilos. A hell of a result there for a quality run of Brahman steers there in the lead. Any of those crossbred steers, very, very similar there in the heavy feeder market there. Most of those heavy feeder steers making 420 to 430 cents there. Anything over, 360 kilos plus to go on to feed was well and truly $3.90 to $4.10 all day and better. Onto that weaner steer market. I tell you what, it was cracking. It was firing there today in that weaner steer job. It was absolutely magnificent. I see some crossbred steers there, some nice Charolais calves there, about 270 or 80 kilos, I reckon, get out to 550 cents there with plenty of their crossbred brothers, whether they're flatbacks, whether that's a black or a Charolais or a nice red cross steer, making 520 to 540 cents very, very consistently. And that was anywhere from 220 up until 300 kilos there in that steer market. Back onto that Brahman job there in the weaner market there today. Very, very solid as well. I see some really good quality Brahman steers there, about 250 or 60 kilos, get out to 480 cents. But plenty of those Brahman steers there, 450, 460 most of the day for the very, very good quality ones. You come back down off the lead of those Brahman steers there today, a lot of those steers there, 420 to 440 cents. That weaner steer job, $4 plus most of the day there. Jumping across into the heifer market there today. Anything with weight to go on to feed and go back into that feedlot market, very, very solid. Probably pretty consistent on the last weeks. Probably didn't see the jump and the lift that we did see in the steer market, but still some lifts in that heifer market there as well. Some feeder heifers there today, still out into 380 and 90 cents there. I did see some heifers push out to $4 there in that feeder heifer market. But there wasn't the big quality runs of heavy heifers that we did see in that steer portion though either. So that heifer market in that feeder job was still very, very solid there in that job. Coming off the lead of those heifers there, still plenty of them heifers chipping away 360, 370 most of the day, which has been consistent where we have seen that feeder job. Onto the heifers there today. If you had a crossbred heifer that was 220 to 260 kilos or better, those heifers there, $3.80 to $4 all day, every day. I tell you what, very, very solid and some good increases there in that crossbred heifer market. As soon as you stepped off those real smick, nice flatback weaner heifers there today, and you stepped onto anything that was kind of sub 200 kilos, or if they were Brahman type, very sticky. Very, very sticky there in that market there today. I see some little heifers there, like the lead of them Brahman heifers still making kind of up into their $3 and $3.30, but that was probably the best of the Brahman heifers. If you come down into a Brahman heifer that was, 200, probably 250 kilos, and she was a high-grade Brahman heifer. Some of those heifers there today only making 240 to 260 or 70 cents, and that was pretty consistent. If they were sub 220 kilos, we were back into the $2 mark for those little heifers. Very, very hard to sell a little light Brahman heifer there today. It's just a struggle to find those heifers at this time of year in the middle of winter to put those little light cattle away. So that heifer market in the lead, and the heavy feeder heifers, very good, very solid. If you had a flatback article, tremendous, absolutely. But if you just had those high quality, high content Brahman cattle, just a touch sticky there, and we did see a little bit of a slip in that market today. So that was the heifer job. Cows and calves there today, some bits and pieces there. I did see about 8 good quality Brahman cows and calves get out to $1,625 with a pen of 30 by 30 aged cows there, making about $1,150 or $1,200 there, with some singles kind of making $1,000, $1,100. That's a wrap from today's market. Steer job sensational. Leader the heifer's great, but just that touch there. So if you want some light cattle, get in touch with us. There's certainly an opportunity there to put some little light cattle away and put them in the paddock with a bit of value there. Only one sale next week for Charters Towers, which will be Wednesday. So if you've got some cattle you want to market, make sure you get in touch with the Queensland Rural team, and we'll be most definitely and most happy to help you out in any of those endeavours. Thank you.